Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. जी सलाम नमस्ते सत श्री अकाल आदाब इंडिया अली मनाज मैं आपको होस्ट जलाल आपकी खैर नाज है आप सब सुन रहे देख रहे हैं सलाम नमस्ते कैलगरी और रेडियो सुर संगम इन कैलगरी अगर आप एडमंटन में तो रेडियो सुर सागर इन एडमंटन और ऑफ कोर्स दुनिया के किसी भी कोने से हमें फेसबुक यूट्यूब या तो इंस्टाग्राम देखने गए सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस टुडे एंड आवर शो इज रेडी टू गो Of course, my co-host Salma ji is right here as well. Salma ji, welcome to the show.
जी सबसे पहले हमारे सब सुनने वालों को सलाम नमस्ते आदाब सत श्री अकाल यानी मदर देन गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल आवर लिसनर्स एंड टू ऑल आवर व्यूअर्स
Yes.
आपसे हर हफ्ते मिलकर बहुत अच्छा लगता है और आज भी बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और हमें बहुत खुशी है कि हम इस मौसम में भी इतनी सर्दी में भी बोल सक रहे हैं हम फ्रीज नहीं हुए
Yes, yes, yes.
और जैसे कि आप अगर जो लोग हमें वॉच कर रहे हैं आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं आज मैं अपने वॉलंटियर यूनिफॉर्म में
तो
मैं
सब
आपको
उन्हीं को देख रहे हैं।
जी जी
आपको
मुझे
भी देख रहे हैं उन्होंने भी-
नहीं मुझे भी आप देख ही रहे हैं हम दोनों साथ ही बैठे हैं तो आज मैं अपने वॉलंटियर की यूनिफॉर्म में हूँ इसलिए कि आज जब चांद रात होती है जब न्यू मून होता है तो उस रात को स्पेशल हमारे जमात खाने में प्रेयर्स होती हैं और सब माशाल्लाह जमा होते हैं स्पेशल प्रेयर्स के लिए तो मैं रेडियो भी नहीं मिस करना चाहती थी और मैं चांद रात भी नहीं मिस करना चाहती थी तो मैंने सोचा कि दोनों मैं कर सकूंगी तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगेगा तो आज मैं अपने ब्लू नेवी ब्लू यूनिफॉर्म में हूँ और मेरे शायद बैजेस भी आपको नज़र आ रहे होंगे तो बस मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैं यहाँ भी पहुँच सकी और उम्मीद है कि आप लोग अच्छे से ड्राइव कर रहे होंगे और वार्म रह रहे होंगे अपनी गाड़ी में ज़रूर आप एक फ्लैश लाइट और कंबल और पानी और ये सब चीज़ें रखें
Yes, yes.
और एक्स्ट्रा ग्लव्स और
Gloves,
बूट्स
exactly.
भी रखें कि इनकेस कभी गाड़ी स्टक हो जाए तो फिर आप लोगों को कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो तो ये थोड़ी सी चीजें
And
important
you know, I'm just thinking, जो है, make sure कि you have जो है more than quarter tank of gas.
या
अगर less than quarter होगा तो it can might freeze.
Yeah.
Gas can आपकी freeze हो जाएगी. So make sure you have enough gas,
या
guys.
तो
Otherwise,
ये सारी चीज़ों का आप ख्याल रखेंगे तो इंशाल्लाह और घर में भी अगर आपने अपना हीटिंग का थर्मोस्टेट सर्टेन टाइम के लिए जैसे लोग रखते हैं कि दिन
Yes.
में नहीं होते और चले जाते हैं और फिर स्टार्ट होता है उनका वो मत करें क्योंकि जब आप नहीं होंगे तो आपकी जो पाइप्स हैं वो फ्रीज हो सकते हैं तो कुछ दिनों के लिए ये सर्दी बहुत है तो आप अपना थर्मोस्टेट का टेम्परेचर 3-4 डिग्री ज़रा बढ़ा दें तो ये सारी छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जिसका आप ख्याल रखें तो उम्मीद है कि ये जो स्पेल है हमारा सर्दी का ये भी जल्दी से निकल जाएगा और फिर उसके बाद इंशाल्लाह वापस से हम थोड़ी से अच्छा मौसम में जाएंगे तो उम्मीद है कि आपका हफ्ता बहुत अच्छा गुजरा होगा हमारा भी हफ्ता बहुत अच्छा गुजरा और आज फिर हम आपके लिए दो बहुत अच्छे गेस्ट लेकर आए हैं एक तो हमारे गेस्ट आप देख रहे हैं हमारे स्क्रीन पर वो बहुत अच्छी एक मॉडल है और जलाल उनका भी तारुफ कराएंगे
of course, yeah.
और उम्मीद है कि आपको इनसे मिलकर खुशी होगी
No,
और
no, lot of
बहुत ही
things.
प्यारी सी हमारी ये गेस्ट हैं तो चले अब इनसे हम मुलाकात करते हैं और इंशाल्लाह ये प्रोग्राम अच्छा जाएगा आज
There you go, guys. So of course, like Salma ji was saying, it's very cold outside. Yes, it is. I think it's going to be minus 35 or minus 40 tonight with the wind chill. So make sure to stay warm. But we have a very special guest who will keep you warm in your house if you're watching or listening or driving. If you're driving, be careful. Put your hand on the steering. And yeah, very beautiful model or very beautiful person is slash model. Katarina Oscar is here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No, thanks for coming in. Like I said, like you were talking, I thought, like I was thinking to, kind of, invite you. So I thought you will say, no, I don't want to come in. But you said, yes, right away. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it's an amazing opportunity. I've been following you guys for a while.
Oh, jeez, we are famous. We are famous, not in our community, outside community as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that you have interviewed a lot of models, a lot of
Yes.
people that have gone
Yeah.
and done pageants as well.
Right,
So
yeah.
I think it's incredible, and I love being a part of it.
Awesome.
Great.
Salma ji, go ahead.
Yeah, it's always nice to have people from different communities. That's why the name Salaam Namaste. Like this is an East Indian segment of Radio Sursagam, but it's always nice to have different people.
Yeah, of course.
It's more fun,
Yeah.
and then we come to know about our community, about other communities at the same time.
Yeah, of course.
So it's so nice that you accepted our invitation, and we are very grateful for that. So tell us something about yourself, like when did you start modeling, what else do you do, and tell us something about yourself.
Yeah, so I started the industry when I was about 21 years old,
Okay.
21 years old, and I've been modeling for an extensive period of time now.
Oh, nice.
I went to university at the same time, and I took a degree in public relations,
Right, nice.
communications, bachelor's of communications, public relations, and got honors in that.
Mhm.
And I kind of did modeling at the same time, and
Nice.
now I'm currently working as a business development manager, and modeling is definitely one of my passions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, you really love art, and I think that's the biggest thing that kind of draws me into modeling is that
Oh,
component
nice.
to it. Yeah.
Oh, great,
Yeah.
Well, okay, why modeling? Why not any other profession or
Mhm.
or not any other hobby? But why?
I think there's a beauty in it, and if you're an artist like you are yourself, when you're creating, especially in the beginning, when you're creating
Mhm.
different things, when it comes to wearing different outfits or coming up with different concepts that are creative,
Mhm.
it's just an opportunity to express yourself. It's almost like acting without words. So
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, any kind of art is so beautiful. You
Yeah.
know, it could be music, it could be modeling, fashion designing, interior designing, like everything. There is a creative part of yours comes out. You know?
yeah,
And then you say, oh my God, I created this, and you feel so good. And same
Yeah.
thing like in modeling, when you put on something and you walk on the ramp, you know, and they say, oh, this is what I wanted to.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's so nice. So it's been a little while you have been modeling.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a long time. So yeah, a lot of experience. It's gone by I've learned a lot about the industry in regards to marketing myself. I
Right.
was signed with an agency for a little bit, but I
Right.
decided to do it myself because I'm in public relations and developing those platforms,
Mhm.
branding myself. So that kind of helped me segue into an industry and do hosting as well as like organizing fashion shows
Mhm.
and doing other components of the modeling industry as
Yeah.
well, which
So,
I'm passionate about.
So I was reading about you. So you do also event planning and
Yeah.
all those. So
Yeah.
that's a good combination.
It is,
actually.
yeah.
So like you know, so you like, you know, when you were growing up, you know, I'm talking
Yeah.
about back in high school. So
Yeah.
did you know you're gonna be the model? Like you're gonna go for modeling?
You know what? I was I was one of those children that kind of had the ugly duckling phase, and I
Okay.
never expected myself to model, but I did have a couple friends saying, oh, you're gonna model, you're so skinny, you're gonna model, and I said, you know what, maybe, but I always watched people like on runway, or I watched celebrities, and I always thought, oh, they look so, like they're having fun, and they look
Yes,
so
yes.
beautiful, and it kind of, you know, inspired me to some degree.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to ask you, like when we look at the magazines and when we look at the models and when
Yeah.
so there is this stigma attached to it. You're like they have to be skinny.
Yes.
So, but now I'm seeing the change. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there are so many people coming out which are 14 plus sizes also, and they are modeling and they look beautiful.
Yes.
So, you know, that thing I think is going to really help the girls who are growing up and that think, you know, that no, I have to be really, really, you know, anorexic and
Which is
thin.
unhealthy.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is so unhealthy.
I
So
agree.
you see, some people are like that. They're
Yeah.
the way they are petite or they are medium size
Yeah.
or they are large size. It's on their bone structure.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think if you're beautiful from inside,
Yeah,
it shows on you.
It's
Like
true.
it could be, you know, like you don't have to be really skinny for that.
agreed.
Right?
Yeah, agreed.
So you know, you want to give talk about
Yeah,
that a little bit
For
for
sure.
our listeners and viewers.
for sure. I think in the 90s, there was a lot of attachment in
Yeah.
regards to being skinny and that kind of that transitioned out of it. And people are going, there's, you know, plus size models and models of different sizes, which I think is incredible. And I genuinely, I'm a huge proponent to the fact that beauty is on the inside.
Yeah.
And grace, it happens with its elegance, right?
Yeah.
As you get
Right.
older, and that's one of the beauties that lasts a long period of time. So I think
Mhm.
that's even more important to have
Yeah.
that beauty on the
I
inside.
think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you remember your first shoot or first walk on the ramp? Do you remember what happened? Like,
I was actually, it was for Chapita Designs,
Mhm.
so in your community,
Okay.
and I ended up meeting a photographer there named Zev Abosh,
Okay.
and he's ended up following me throughout my career. He's an incredible photographer. He also does brides-to-be. So he's kind of an entrepreneur, and I met a lot of other people, and then the connections just kept developing and developing
Nice.
and developing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Like, so there are other, of course, there are other photographers in your
Oh, yes.
modeling
Yes.
career.
Of
So
course.
any particular one you think, some people get attached to some, okay, this photographer takes the best
The best pictures.
and
yeah.
makes me come out to be more beautiful. Is there anybody that you think is like that?
You know what? There's so many different. It's so hard for me to say just one photographer because there's so many, and they all have different styles, right? Especially when you come to like art and you understand that
Yeah.
component of it. There's some that can use higher juxtaposition, and there's some that are very whimsical in the way that they capture things, and that's what I think is so beautiful about photography is it capture me differently, and I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So these are, of course, the social media is going so high right now.
Yeah.
Like Facebook, it's like billions of people are on it.
Yeah.
So how do you for your benefit, how do you use that for our of course, listeners,
Yeah.
viewers?
Reach out to people.
Yeah.
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 I think that there's a variety of different ways. I think the most important thing is to develop, and I don't like to use the word brand, but like
Mhm.
understand who you are and understand
Yes.
what you want to represent, whether you're looking to do more edgy stuff or you're looking to do more classy stuff or more bridal, and then using social media to express that through post and kind of express yourself through that component. But finding a good followers, going on different platforms where people are supportive of one another is a good way to network, and opportunities like this as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. So in your modeling career, it is anything any moment or any experience that you really felt wow effect and that you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah, I think, doing City TV and doing Scotia Center and
Yeah.
flying to New York, I think those were all wow moments for me.
Yes.
And it's amazing to travel, and I traveled to Toronto to do modeling, and, Vancouver and Edmonton, and I think it's just an excellent opportunity to be able to travel and do something that you love and are passionate about.
So when you went to in the New York, so even if you tell us
Yeah.
about it, what was that?
So that was a couple of years ago, and that was for a fashion week. So it was just an opportunity. A couple of models from Calgary flew down there as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so it was an excellent opportunity, and I had heard about New York, and it's funny because you get this idea of what New York's like,
Right.
and when you go there, it's exactly the way that it's presented in
Yeah.
real life. It's big, like it's concrete jungle to say the least. Yeah, yeah.
You didn't see Trump there?
I didn't see who?
Trump? Donald Trump?
No, I
Did you get a chance to meet him?
No.
Oh, actually, he's on the line, guest line. Well, he wants to be back.
Yeah, he wants to be there.
Yeah, he needs our help. So.
He needs. So, have you ever taken part in any pageant?
I haven't. I've always thought about it, but
Yeah.
at the moment, no pageants. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, you
there's a
think you want
potential.
to-
Yeah, for sure.
Would like to be in it?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, there are so many people who are watching. There is our friend Russell from Moon, and Russell are watching from Seattle. Thank you so much. Yeah, Ashraf Ali, Abhishek, Melissa from Florida, Humaji, Sid, Vinny, Rajbir, Kavish, Binaji. Thank you so much. Murad from Pakistan. अबे तू क्यों देख रहा है भाई? Vinayak from India as well. He's one of the Bollywood singer thing.
Wow.
So if I ask you Bollywood or Hollywood,
Mhm.
okay. So did you get a chance to like in Bollywood as well, or?
I don't know too much about Bollywood, but I know that it's, I've read about it and I've seen videos done on it and famous actresses,
Right,
and it's just, I have a lot of friends that are Indian and they've shown me shows, and it's immaculate. Everything about it, there's so much drama, there's so
Yes.
much beauty,
Yes.
and I love it. I really do.
So if you get a chance to be, let's say to work in kind of movie, or maybe just kind of modeling for any company in India, or?
You know what? I had a friend that's a makeup artist, and she said she had connections in India, and so she was gonna give me those contacts, and
Yeah.
like for it was a modeling agency in India, and so she said there was opportunities, and she was going to give me their contact information.
Oh, that's
Oh,
very
great.
nice.
I think you should go for it. It
Yeah.
will be lovely. And you know, when I see models like, you know, from Canada, like born here, like you, and then when you people take part in in wearing our clothes and all
Yeah.
that, it is so nice to see you in those
Different,
clothes. It's so
Yeah,
different,
for
but
sure.
the way you know, I've seen some doing a fashion show.
Yeah.
And then the way they carry themselves, and they're so happy and excited, you know, because our clothes and jewelry is so colorful.
Yeah.
And
it
with your
is.
complexion, it looks so stunning, you
It
know.
does. I love
It's-
the colors.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful, yeah.
So, like, have you been to India, or like, did you get a chance to go to India?
I haven't.
No, eh?
Definitely want to. It's
Yes,
definitely on
yeah.
my bucket list. I
Yeah.
love
Nice.
traveling. I'm a huge traveler, so it's
Mhm.
definitely on the bucket list for
That's
sure.
great. So you get time after work that.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're pretty flexible with my schedule,
Yeah,
which
nice.
is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, traveling really is, I think what should I say, it's, first of all, it's educational, and you
Yeah.
get so many different experiences,
Mhm.
meeting different people, and you
Yeah.
know, seeing their culture, and so much history, you know, like
Yeah.
this, it's fun to whoever can travel. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the.
Of course, whoever can travel.
Whoever.
Whoever can travel. She was there for 2 months.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes, after whoever, right?
Yeah,
Makes
whoever,
sense.
yeah,
Whoever can travel.
whoever can travel.
So, you know, like, tell us about your company, the one you work for. What is it, Polar?
Polar Promotion.
Yeah,
So
what is that?
It does corporate branding solutions, so it does
Mhm.
corporate merchandise, and some of the clients include Homes by Avi, they do Subway restaurants, they
Oh.
do Red Bull, they've done work for Husky Energy, and a variety of foundations as well, so they're quite extensive in the work that they do, and I'm really
Nice.
passionate about it.
And you guys have a page as well, right? I believe. Or like
Yep, yes, we have a
Facebook page,
Facebook
right?
page,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
a Facebook page, LinkedIn page, Instagram page as well.
Everything. Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. So now that you are a well-known model, you have your work, and so anything like next in the bucket list in your career or in your work, what next you are thinking of?
Like I'm doing a lot of work right now in regards to event planning and
Uh-huh.
organizing fashion shows, so I kind of want to take that a little bit further and do
Okay.
staffing and things of that nature because I love the industry, I love the people, how creative they are. You know, and it comes out different ways, whether they're artists or whether they're models or whether they're makeup artists. It's a really interesting and fun industry to be in. Yeah.
Mhm. So, you know, if you look at Calgary, you know, if, like compared to like it's a Toronto or Vancouver about
Yeah.
modeling,
Yeah.
but we are not that big yet.
No.
Do you know why though? Like, you know, because we have so much talent here.
I think it's just for like in all honesty, I think that the community is really small. Like it's a large but small community, so
Mhm.
everyone gets to know one another. But I think that it's very this is just my perspective.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's very conservative in some
Mhm.
degree, where I feel like Toronto and Vancouver are very progressive
Yes.
in regards to fashion and other things.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that kind of plays into the modeling industry and the fashion.
Yeah, because we don't see that many like fashion shows here
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. There's a few, but there's not a substantial
No,
amount.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to grow, like
Hope so.
from the look of it. What do
Yeah.
you think? I think it is going to.
I
Like
think
it's
so,
on the right
yeah.
path.
Yeah, I think it's on the
Because
right
see,
path.
first of all, Calgary, it's in the last few years, Calgary has grown,
Right.
right? And then now we are finding that everything, the demographics of Calgary is
Right.
changing.
Yes.
And, you
Yeah.
know, we are getting more and more people who would like to see fashion shows and modeling. They themselves will
Yes.
enter into modeling. And so I think down the road I think in about within 5 to 10 years, I think things will change in
I
Calgary
agree.
because it's growing in that.
Like, you know, that's why we
Yeah.
wanted the Winter Olympics, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Did you say yes for the Olympics?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. You said yes, I said yes.
Yeah,
So no, I think it would have been a great opportunity for
I agree.
the market,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Of
I
course,
agree.
the other people didn't think about it, like our way. So about the modeling, where do you see, of course, like not yourself, but the genre about it?
Mhm.
Where do you see the next 5 to 10 years? Because I know it's
For
getting
my-
bigger and bigger. Yeah,
Within the Calgary industry.
Calgary
Mhm.
plus kind of Canada-wide as well.
You know what? I think it's going to expand, and I think that with all industries in Canada, every single city has kind of their own niche, but I agree with you in the sense that, you know, it's gonna expand, it's gonna continue to grow. I even have seen it over the past 8 years. It's grown substantially, so that growth will continue, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's also, that's also,
There are so many people who are going into this field.
Yeah.
And I think they need a platform to first showcase themselves locally, like in Calgary, and then of course, like you have been to Toronto, Vancouver, and New York. So other people are looking for that platform, and I think if we start having those in Calgary, then they have more opportunities to go different cities or out of country.
Exactly. And even as we get more designers within Calgary that are like creating work and developing fashion shows, that will also increase the industry as well. Because it's nice to have it in Calgary and have local people. I think we were talking about this earlier, talking about entrepreneurship. And that's one beautiful thing about Calgary is there's lots of entrepreneurs and people are supportive of one another.
That's right.
Is this your first time on the radio anywhere in Calgary or anywhere?
No, I've never been on the radio before.
Never been?
It's definitely my first time on the radio. I've been offered opportunities, but this is the first opportunity I've taken out.
Okay, so we'll send you the invoice, so when Yeah? No?
He always scares everyone when they come for the first time.
No. So how do you feel so far?
I feel good. Yeah.
So we are okay?
You guys are great. I love the energy.
You know, for the young generation, the one they wanna be like more. Is there any school in Calgary or is there anything?
You know, I think the biggest thing for aspiring models is kind of knowing, like I said before, kind of knowing who you are and then aligning yourself, whether it's with an agency or going freelance and self-promoting, is knowing what your standards are, you know, the type of designers that you want, and developing, you know, synergies and networks with that. So as the industry grows, as more designers come into Calgary or, you know, start designing and creating work and creating different designs and different outfits, I think that will definitely change the industry.
But there is an existing modeling school here?
There's Novia Mia's, they're on my mind. They're somebody that I modeled for before, which is a bridal shop.
Okay.
So there is Sophia Models is one. Numa Models. They have Mode Models as well, are kind of the top ones in Calgary and Numa. So
there are.
Yeah, there is a substantial.
Because we had, I think, you know, one of our like a good friend in Garima, right? She was going for Miss India Canada, and she was going to Toronto. She's been like on our show as well. So always very friendly, very nice. And she's doing the same thing starting now. So you know, if I ask you, do you know Aishwarya Rai, Miss World or Miss Universe?
She was Miss World.
Miss World, Aishwarya Rai. I think it was in 1990.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Because they say like she was the one of the like the best ever. She was that. Okay, like if I ask you, how many times do you look at yourself in the mirror, being a model?
You know, in all honesty, there isn't a substantial amount of mirrors in my office, so I don't really do it very often. I think there's one mirror in the washroom, so that's it.
So I think, you know, like you know, you don't need to because everyone else is watching. You keep watching it all the time.
Thank you.
You know, like
thank you.
Like you yourself being a model, but is it? I'm just asking you this question. Like, what do you feel when you're not modeling? Do you think you're just like any other person working? Do you feel that when you're working or you're not modeling that okay, I'm a model? Do you feel anything like that?
No. I feel like a normal person. But when I do get into modeling, it's almost like you go into a role. You know what I mean? You take on a role, whether you're walking the runway or doing print. It's like a component of who you are, but it isn't like every component of who you are. Like, I'm a daughter to my father, you know, I'm a business development manager, I'm an event planner, I'm, you know, very family oriented, I'm very, you know, focused on education, those type of components. So I think all of that together kind of makes me who I am. So no, I don't really identify as a model at all times.
So then no one recognizes you like the Safeway or like Superstore. Oh, there she is.
So anyone else in your family has followed you in the modeling career, or you have followed anybody from in your family that you got the aspiration, okay, I want to become a model?
No, I'm kind of the person that's paved the way in regards to my family.
Yeah.
My mom has always been very supportive of it. My
Nice.
father has been supportive of it as well.
Nice.
So I'm glad to have both of their support. And they've always, they believe that beauty's on the inside, but they've
Right.
been supportive of my modeling and
Yes.
my aspirations. So
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have that.
Okay, there's a Navin Kanji is watching. Ali Ghani, he say hi. Hey,
Hi.
Katarina, like Ali Ghani?
No.
Okay, they're probably friend on
Maybe,
yeah.
yes.
There you go. And Rachna, Anil ji, Varinder ji, thank you so much. Davina Shori, of course, MLA, Mukul Desai, thank you so much. She is Canada's top model. She is just really very humble. There you go.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Thank
There
you,
you
Ali.
go. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So last, if you want to say something, anything,
Yeah.
we still have a 1 hour if you want to stay on.
No, as much as I'd love to stay here, I
Yeah.
better get back home. I have to work early in the morning, but
Okay.
it's been such a pleasure.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
You guys have had such great energy, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you so
Taking
much.
the time
Thank you.
to
No,
meet me.
we love
There's-
inviting people, and when we invite them, we think of them. Oh, we are going to have fun. We come with that mind,
Yeah.
and then we are not, stuck up. Okay, this is the question, and this is the answer has to be. This is the way. No, it's like when you come, you bring your own energy in this room.
Yeah.
And we'll help you.
And we open up accordingly, the way
Yeah.
we ask you questions, the way it all automatically happens.
Yeah.
That you bring your own energy inside,
Yeah.
and we love that, and
Yeah.
then the things flow so nicely then, and then it's nice to laugh, it's nice to have some fun.
Exactly.
Otherwise it will get so boring, and all these viewers will say goodbye to us.
And of course, I think, we are blessed to have, Karen Fleury on our show, Fan 960, Kelly
Yeah.
Kurtz, so they've been
Yeah,
on the show.
so
Priya
many
Banerjee, your friend, you said.
Yeah.
Baller, she's been on the
Yeah,
show as well.
that's
So there are
incredible.
so many nice people
Yeah.
all around the community,
Yeah.
either from South Asian or
Or-
from, any other.
Any
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
So,
incredible.
It's always, good to know about you, about you people, what you guys like. And because there are so many people on this side as well,
Yeah.
you guys don't know yet, because there's a
Exactly.
big community on
Yeah.
this side.
Yeah.
Then there's so much talent here as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you want to give any message to young girls like you that,
What about
want
boys?
to get.
Boys too.
Yeah, boys
Boys
too,
too.
but yeah, boys, both girls and boys.
Oh, boys.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
So would you like to give any inspiring message to them that,
I think the biggest thing is to know who you are and to pursue your dreams. Kind of have a good foundation of like what you want, where you want to take your career, where you want to go. And as long as you're goal oriented and you have that vision, you're going to be able to get there. I genuinely believe the power of positive thinking.
Mhm.
And I think that, if somebody's young and they're looking to become a model or they're looking to whatever be the next president, that they should have a positive mindset and understand
Mhm.
their strengths, their weaknesses, and focus on their goals. Right?
So next prayer is, like you said, next, like in president. So who were you referring to?
I don't know.
Okay, Shama Kapoor, thanks for
Or
joining us.
doctor.
Abhi, thank you so much, yeah. And of course, Karim does join as well. Thank you so much. I think
It was great.
lots of
It was
fun.
nice
Thank you.
talking to you, and we are here for you if you
Yeah, if
find
any
it-
fundraiser or anything coming up, if you
anything,
wanna.
please,
Yeah, of course.
please, we promote programs, we
Perfect.
promote events and shows,
Yeah.
and if there's anything we can help you, and
Yeah.
we tell all the people who are coming for the first time and who are
Sohail, thank you.
coming up in their own career or
Yeah.
in their own anything, whatever they are doing, and we tell them, I said, this is the radio which like to give platform
Yeah.
for people, like
Yeah.
they can
Thank
come
you.
and talk to us. And
Okay,
appreciate it.
last question, because I just thought about it, because
course.
it's a Valentine is coming.
Mhm.
Okay.
You wanna say someone special?
No. Well, I do have plans on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Yes.
You have plans on
I
Valentine's?
do, yes.
She's booked, she's unavailable.
But you know what? And I know this sounds super corny and like a platitude, but I genuinely believe my mom, when I was younger, she used to get us little stuffed animals and chocolates.
Yeah.
And so Valentine's Day to me has never been about like a significant other. It's always been about like
Yeah,
love,
loving people.
yeah, like family or friends, loving people. So
That's right.
loving
Well
yourself
said.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, yeah, she is the only one, Katarina Oscar. You can find her on the Facebook, and she is a manager at Polar
Promotion.
Promotions as well. If you wanna promote your business, she's the one. And no, not her. She's the one. She will do on the radio with me, yes, but she will do the modeling for you. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll go live to India, Mumbai, and we'll talk to Aishwarya Pandit. Yes, she is a finalist for the this year's Saregama 2018. So we'll talk to her live from Mumbai. And
Yeah.
that's it.
I think that's great. Anything we have missed?
Because we don't want you to go. That's what you're saying. So we'll be back in 5 minutes after a commercial break, and we'll go live to India. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Bye. Okay, for sure.